like that. All right, we're ready to do this in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy with my co-host.
This is Eli.
Yep, and we're back with another episode. And yeah, we're gonna start this off with a sad occasion because, like I said, sometimes these things happen. Want to say rest in peace to Eli. I'm gonna make sure I'm saying this right. The 41st president.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, close enough. For George Bush Sr. has passed away this last weekend. And I guess we could just talk about some brief stuff about George Bush. I mean, we're old enough. We remember Bush in office. Right. Yeah. So, Eli, let me ask you this. Was Bush, I was young when Bush was there. Not young, but not young enough to keep up with politics. But for the most part, he was well-liked, wasn't he?
I guess.
Yeah.
Me too. I was young. I was too young to give a shit.
Yeah, like you knew him, you saw him on TV, but you know.
Yeah. He was Reagan's vice president, right?
Right, he was Reagan's vice president. And like I said, because I remember Reagan, everybody loved Reagan. Like, I never heard anybody say anything bad about Reagan. Now, of course, you rewind the time to 2018, now everybody's saying all kind of fucked up shit. But back then in the 80s, I mean, Reagan was a fucking superhero. You know?
Well, not according to, like, punk rockers and metalheads. He sucked. But
okay. But to the yuppies, you know.
Yeah, the me generation. But yeah, then George Bush became president, and still, I was like in high school. Like I wasn't aware, socially aware.
Right, even though he did put us in a war at the time, Desert Storm, you know.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people still liked him even for that. Because, you know, he was going after Saddam Hussein and, you know, fighting terrorism and stuff like that. So even then, people liked him. So what I'm trying to get to is, like, was he the last president that everybody liked?
I don't know. Did not everybody not like Clinton?
Everybody did like Clinton until.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Until.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. In most of my adult life, yeah, the country's been pretty divided. So.
That's what I think. I think when the tragedy, not tragedy, but when the bullshit happened with Clinton, and he got impeached. That's when it went downhill with every president, where everybody was kind of divided on president. So. But I think for the most part, for Bush, I think people pretty much liked him. Everybody loved Reagan. Everybody loved Jimmy Carter. Am I missing a president? Okay. I guess. I don't know.
I just remember The Simpsons had an episode with George Bush where he moved next door to Homer. Yeah. They had that prank war going on and shit.
Well, there you go. He was on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we liked him, I guess.
I guess.
That is the litmus test if you're on The Simpsons. Yeah, that being said, nothing else we can start here. Can we move on to the rest of the podcast? Because we got a lot of stuff to unpack right now.
Okay.
Let's just dive into it. Like I said, for those familiar with the podcast, now we jump into the box office numbers where we talk about the box office. Eli said he was going to work on the sound effect, but he hadn't given us that. But we'll do it next week. Don't worry. Eli, give it to me. What's number one?
The new Wreck-It Ralph?
Yep, Ralph Rex, the whatever. And then we got number two. We have Dr. Seuss, The Grinch 2018. We have Creed 2. We have Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter of the whatever. Number 5, Bohemian Rhapsody, still hanging in there. Number 6, Instant Family, the Mark Wahlberg movie. New jumping in, number 7 is Possession of Hannah Grace. And number 8, Robin Hood, which I think they said that movie made like $14 million since it's been out. Like, complete flop. Robin Hood. Number 9, Widows. Widow. And number 10, Green Book, which they said everybody's going to win an Oscar for that one or something. So it seems like a pretty big movie. Eli, you know what I just thought about?
What's that?
I'm thinking about after next week. I think next week's probably going to be our last regular show of the year. Because other than that, everything else is going to be movie.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, because December has become the new summertime. Like I said, I think I hadn't looked at Into the Spider-Verse one time. I think they said it's like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes already.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody sent me a link on how to get early tickets for Aquaman, but it's just like you predicted. I won't be able to see it in my town. So if I do get free tickets to Aquaman, I have to travel to go see it. But yeah, I know how to get tickets to go see him. if I can find a theater that shows them.
Well, how far are you away from the nearest theater that will show it?
I didn't. The one that popped up was Gulfport, which is actually on the coast of Mississippi. We have to
And
drive to the coast to see that. That's about 2.5 hours.
geez.
I like, do I really want to see Aquaman that bad? And then I get there and it's just a bunch of screaming women over Jason Momoa shirtless 80% of the time. I don't know. That's why I didn't see Creed, man. I heard they were doing the same thing with Creed. Dude had his shirt off the entire time. I don't know. Shit. Can we segue from that to since I brought up Creed?
Yeah, good.
Fuck it. This is a good segue. Learn from this, kids. So since we talked about Creed, we talked about Michael B. Jordan. Apparently, Michael B. Jordan got in the news real quick where basically he said that for his role as Killmonger in Black Panther that he had to go to therapy afterwards. He had to see a psychiatrist for that. Eli, honestly, I think that's really good news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good news because we don't want another Heath Ledger situation where an actor goes off the deep end and can't come back. And honestly, I think for like the type of personality he normally plays in interviews and things like that, maybe he's an asshole in real life. We don't know. Maybe he's a nice guy, but if he is a nice guy, I feel like playing that role in Killmonger, he did have to take himself to some dark places to get there. Basically, hate white people. So he had to bring himself back from the brink of that, and I'm glad for that.
Isn't his wife white?
No, he doesn't. He's not married. Now, every single girlfriend he's with in the media, yes, is white.
Yeah.
And so I can picture him at the Killmonger. He goes back home. He's just 3 or 4 white women in his house. He just kicked them all out. Get out of here. So he had to focus to get that back. Otherwise. But what I was gonna talk about that? Yeah, it's just a good thing about that because, like I said, mental health is a good thing that people don't take serious enough. Especially in the Black community, we don't take it serious enough as far as mental health. So it's good that he's doing it. And if people are having mental issues or it won't stigmatize therapy.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And as far as actors. Like we like to joke about their job that's ease and stuff like that. Some of them have hard jobs. You have to pretend to be somebody for 6 months, for years, stuff like that. Now, if you're playing a good guy, that may not too bad. But if you're playing like a really fucked up villain or psycho or somebody that eats somebody, that could mess with your psyche.
Yeah.
Especially playing different roles, stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, a lot of these guys probably do need therapy. That's why a lot of them are kind of fucked up. Mentally, like Tom Cruise. He might need to see a therapist or something like that. So I'm glad that's getting out there, and maybe we're gonna get to the point where psychiatry.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why he keeps making Mission Impossible movies because he really thinks he's Ethan Hawke or whatever his name is.
Well, here's the thing. That's the thing about they had a strategic marketing plan around the last Mission Impossible movie. Because they know the public thinks Tom Cruise is crazy. So what they did is like, don't let Tom Cruise talk. Let Henry Cavill talk. Because he's not crazy yet. Eventually he'll get there. And it's good. I mean, you got people that unplug from, Hollywood every now and then. Dave Chappelle disappeared for like 15 years or some shit. He's not crazy. But think about all these child stars that came up. All of these people need therapy. That being said, we can move on there. Past that, I guess we can talk about. Yeah, let's talk about some movie casting. What I want to talk about before we get to the main stuff, we can talk about some more Marvel. We can talk about Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, or whatever it's going to be called, Master of Kung Fu. We're getting a Shang-Chi movie. Am I saying it right? Or am I being racist?
I think that's how you say it.
Oh, well, we will get hate mail whether or not it's happening. So, yeah, we're getting a Shang-Chi movie. They've been hinting at it for a while. They're saying he might pop up in Iron Fist or some bullshit. Who knows? No, he's getting his own movie, feature-length movie. They already hired a writer to do it, maybe a director. I'm not really sure. And they said they're going to fast-track this. So it's probably going to be one of those movies, like out of those 6 movies. Marvel has 6 movies untitled that they have slated that they haven't announced what movie is going to be what yet. And Shang-Chi might be one of those movies.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens. About damn time. This seems like a no-brainer because, like I said, China loves superhero movies. So you're getting a Chinese superhero. This might be another Black Panther.
It could be, yeah.
It could be. I mean, we're talking about just a global, worldwide phenomenon. Even though it's gonna be another kung fu movie. You know, some people say that could be stereotyping, could be racist, but hey, China makes 15 billion kung fu movies a year.
Yeah, that's.
So I mean, are they being racist against themselves? I mean, so just give them what they want. I think they should. Marvel should. I'm pretty sure Marvel's already got a plan behind this. Team up with China. Find out what China likes. Pander to them. Definitely, just go for it. Maybe set it in like the old times and make it as kung fu-y as possible. Make it a love letter to the Shaw Brothers, like you were saying before. Because let's be honest. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Shang-Chi is a Bruce Lee ripoff.
Yeah.
That's all he is. They keep saying, he's the first Asian superhero. Yeah, Bruce Lee was. I mean, that's all he was. And hell, if you want to go by Asian superheroes inspired by Bruce Lee, you can go back to Green Hornet with Kato.
Yeah.
They all the same guy. Matter of fact, this is going to be my next poll. Kato versus Shang-Chi.
Hug, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go down a list of guys, Every fighting game has a Bruce Lee clone. And that's all Shang-Chi was. Matter of fact, they don't even pretend that Shang-Chi is a Bruce Lee ripoff because whenever Shang-Chi pops up in any comic book, all they do is take Bruce Lee movies and scenes from them and just trace over them. I've seen it happen before. Like, why is he stomping on Baron Zemo like he's in Return of the Dragon or something? But it's funny as hell, he start pulling out nunchucks against cyber ninjas. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? No, what? Whatever. He always whooping ass.
Yeah.
So, let me say now we can move on to the main event that everybody is talking about. And this is the thing that we actually held off recording the podcast because we wanted to wait to see what was going to happen with this trailer. And it never came out. So we had to settle for Captain Marvel. Yay.
Yeah.
All right, Eli, like I said, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about the trailer. What did you think about it?
I thought it was fine.
Exactly. The thing is because nobody wanted it. It's like we've been begging for Avengers 4 trailer for long. I had to eat a fucking cheeseburger online for that stuff, and this is what we get: a fucking Captain Marvel trailer. We're just showing more footage. Okay, she smacked the old lady. Okay, this trailer. Okay, the old lady smacks her back. Okay, do we really need to see that shit? And honestly, the more that trailer was going on, the less Brie Larson was selling me she was Captain Marvel.
Okay.
I don't know. She just didn't have that, like that superhero presence, like when Chris Evans talk, or even when Robert Downey Jr. talks, when he's not joking around as Tony Stark, when he gets serious in Iron Man, you can feel it. Okay, they're gonna beat some ass. He just sounded kind of whiny and shit. I don't know. And she's supposed to be the most powerful character in the universe and shit like that. And I was like, okay. Now, I did like when she goes Super Saiyan. Hey, when she went Super Saiyan, that sold me.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. She's flying out in space, blowing up shits and shit. Blowing up ships. I'm like, okay, that's some Captain Marvel shit to do. And Eli, is that why it's not impressing us right now? Because we've already seen this shit like in thousands of comics and cartoons and shit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like, okay, if you make a Captain Marvel movie, that's what it's supposed to look like. So, okay. Good job for that.
I just thought, damn, why didn't DC do this shit with their Superman?
Well, yeah.
I was like, that looks cool.
No, because they want to mope around and scream Martha and shit,
Yeah, this is the female Superman, and she's kicking ass. Damn, why did Superman? Why wasn't
Superman does
Superman
that shit like Superman does that shit at the same time, just heat vision ships and shit. I'm like,
yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, that even more depressing now. So, but yeah, we're getting Super Saiyan Captain Marvel, the movie nobody asked for. I mean, it's almost like you gotta have it. You gotta have this before Avengers 4, because if this would have came out after Avengers 4, nobody would have gave a fuck about this trailer.
Yeah.
So you got to do it. Plus, now we got a little hint of what she's gonna do. That when she shows up in the Avengers 4 movie or the trailer that's coming out supposedly Wednesday. When it comes out. So when she shows up,
it's coming out Wednesday now?
That's what they're saying. You can't trust the internet. The internet's been saying everything. They've been saying Avengers 4 is supposed to come out today, Captain Marvel's supposed to come out Wednesday. They know what the fuck you're talking about. Marvel confirmed, this is going to happen today. Matter of fact, I'm going to make another confirmation. We will get a teaser trailer tomorrow. When I mean teaser, I mean like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, some bullshit like that. They might even give us the name of the movie tomorrow.
The trailer to the trailer?
The trailer to the trailer. Because that's what they do. Because you just can't just drop Avengers 4. It's got to be a big thing. But wait, there's more.
It's got to be an event. They've been doing all this event shit. You know what I mean? Like
right.
During a game or during Good Morning America or Jimmy Kimmel or some shit.
Right. So, like all 50 Avengers pop out of nowhere, come onto the screen like, hey, check out a movie,
Yeah. So I'm sure they're gonna do something like shit like that.
Yeah, they're not gonna do DC and just drop it out of nowhere. Like, hey, here's a trailer. There you go. So it's not gonna be like that. But like I said, wait, there's more. Eli, there's rumor there may be even another trailer that might pop up this week.
Oh yeah?
They're saying Spider-Man Far From Home might drop this week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They're saying Avengers might drop Wednesday, Spider-Man might drop Thursday. Because if you look at the timeline, Spider-Man Far From Home comes out a month after Avengers.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, but yeah, it's pretty close by. So yeah, we got all those things happening. That's pretty cool. Let's stay with Marvel. See what we got with Marvel. I guess some bad news, but not really bad news. We saw it coming. Daredevil got canceled.
Yeah.
So everybody's freaking out. Everybody's upset. Like they didn't just pay attention to all the other shit that was getting canceled left and right. So people still thinking it's still going to the Disney service. All right, we need to get past this. They've already confirmed that it wasn't before this shit happened when we did this shit with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and they doubled down on this shit with Daredevil. You got everybody on Daredevil's Twitter. You got Charlie Cox, and you got the showrunners, and you got the directors, and you got the actors like that, all waving goodbye, all saying it was fun working with Daredevil. I hope to see you again in my next. So they're not planning to do other shit. They're done. They're looking for work now. They're looking for other jobs. So all you thinking is going to the Disney Plus service where they don't allow R-rated content, where they don't want shit to do with Netflix, and they got real good shit coming out like Loki and Scarlet Witch, shit like that. That can happen. These shows are dead. We need to accept that so we can move on to the next level of grief. I feel like every time a show get canceled, Eli, we have to keep making the same speech over again. Yeah. So like they didn't catch on the first time. So plus they said with the way the contract is set up, they probably couldn't move the shows over anyway. So the shows are still going to stay with Netflix. They can't move them over anyway, and Kevin Feige don't give a fuck about these Netflix shows. So that's the thing about it. Did you even finish it, Eli?
What, Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I never did.
You never did?
I never did. I think I'm on episode 11.
I did finish. Yeah, I finished it. A while ago. A couple weeks ago. A few weeks ago. Yeah,
okay, cool. Because
cool.
I feel like
cool.
it's a lot of people complaining about these shows getting canceled left and right. They're not even watching them.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool.
Okay. I'm going to eventually get around to finish it. But that's the thing. When I see all these shows getting canceled and shit, it made me not even want to finish them. It's just like, what's the point now? And now some people are freaking out. They're saying they thinking this one they say they keep hanging on to because Marvel put out a tweet saying Daredevil will continue. Yes, Daredevil will continue. Daredevil will eventually be in a live action something eventually down the road somewhere. But not in the way you see it now. Charlie Cox not going to be there. The director won't be there. Deborah Wall won't be there. Fat Foggy won't be there. It's going to be a brand new thing. It's going to be rebooted. And we don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And it won't be with those guys. Same thing with Luke Cage. Same thing with Iron Fist. They will pop up again. It just won't be in the way you remember it. Won't be Netflix.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to.
There'll be comedies.
There'll be comedies. There will be having fun. There will be cracking jokes. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, just let it go. What is we gonna talk about? Oh, can we talk about DC now?
Okay.
Okay, I want to talk about DC first before we get into the good shit. I want to talk about CW. Because unlike Netflix, which is falling around its ears, it's still going strong. And let me go back to Netflix. Eli, I'll be honest with you. After Jessica Jones, which will get canceled, and Punisher, which will get canceled, I'm probably gonna cancel my subscription.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing to keep me on there. The reason I got the subscription was because it was Marvel shows. Here's the thing, because I drink the Kool-Aid. So even if you give me a mediocre show, if you slap Marvel's name on it, I'm still gonna watch it. But now none of that shit is there. I'm like, okay, why I still got this shit? So yeah, once I see Jessica Jones in her jeans and shit for the 3rd season, that's it. I'm done. I'm out.
I don't know. Last Dragon is on there right now. I was about to say we should do a commentary to that.
Oh my god. Eli, do you know how much I got teased for that fucking movie growing up?
Oh really?
Every time it came on HBO, I hear people walking down the street, my kids and students walking the street, quoting the movie to me. Hey, Leroy, you have the glow, Leroy. And shit got fucking annoying, man. You know what? I'll do it anyway. Fuck it, just so I can rag on that fucking movie. So yeah, we'll do. And plus, Vanity was fine as fuck in the '80s. So yeah, we'll do that. What was I talking about? DC. Yeah, so we talk about DC. Eli, that last episode of Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck. I know a lot of you listening haven't seen the shit because CW sucks, whatever, fuck ever. That shit was fucking awesome. Basically, he was in jail. He had got released from jail, but before he got released from jail, a riot broke out. So all the bad guys that hated him were trying to kill him. The cricket cops trying to kill him. Dude from the outside broke into the jail to kill him, and the only way he can get out was by Bronze Tiger. Now, for those who don't know you know who Bronze Tiger is if you listen to this podcast. But since you don't watch CW, you don't know who he is. He's Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is playing Bronze Tiger on there. So Michael Jai White was on the Arrow show beating ass the whole time. I was like, okay, that's fucking awesome. And every time Michael Jai White shows up in anything beating ass, like, why is Michael Jai White not beating more ass? He needs to be doing something. Give me a Black Dynamite 2. Give me that other shit he was talking about. Something. Give me a Bronze Tiger spinoff. Something. Because it was fucking awesome. And then just the way he had to like run a gauntlet through all these bad guys. He had to whip that shit. The shit was like a damn movie, to be honest with you. It was like, what was that? Kind of like The Rock. Kind of like The Rock, but not really like The Rock. You know. Anyway, awesome movie. What was I talking about? Supergirl. Let's talk about Supergirl. I don't really want to talk about Supergirl. But what I do want to talk about is the last 5 seconds of Supergirl. Because the last 5 seconds of Supergirl... actually what happened is that after Supergirl did her Supergirl bullshit and whatever, they cut to Earth 90, a multiverse. And what we saw was a whole bunch of dead superheroes laying around everywhere. And you saw one hero crawling, and it was Flash. But it wasn't the CW Flash. It was the Flash from the 90s. He was crawling, and he was standing up looking at the Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor, and I think the book he had in his hand was the Book of Infinity. I think weighs like infinite pounds or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, he said, you brought this on yourself. So he opens up the book, and everybody knows that it read Christ on Infinite Earth. When you open up the book, that's it. That universe is completely erased because that's what the Anti-Monitor does. He erases universes. So the 90s Flash, basically bolted out of it and ran off. So I'm pretty sure he's going to run off to another universe, some shit like that. And basically it's setting up the Elseworlds crossover, where everything's gonna be tipsy toppy. So
is this setting that up though?
Yeah, setting this up because I think that is coming next week. Yeah, that's coming next week. So nice. that's gonna be a big deal. I'm excited for it. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm excited for it. What else we got? Nothing else we want to talk about here. Oh yeah, one more thing, and then since we're talking about DC. Okay, can I talk about Titans real quick?
Okay.
My favorite show right now, Eli. It does every time that show comes on Friday, I get more and more excited. I mean, even this Friday, I'm like, oh shit, Titans on, I gotta watch it. As soon as I get off work, I want to watch it at work and stuff like that because this last episode they had Donna Troy on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Donna Troy, for those who don't know who Donna Troy is, Donna Troy has had like 50 million origin stories because they keep rebooting the damn universe every time. But the most famous universe origin story of hers is that she's Wonder Girl, Wonder Woman's sister, or one of her sisters, anything like that. So she's on the show, and Dick has been carrying around this book with him the whole time that he can't read, nobody on the team can read, but Donna Troy got that same power what Wonder Woman had in the Wonder Woman movie, where she could read like any language and shit like that. So she took the book and she read the book and stuff like that. She's like, okay, Dick, this is what you have. Apparently somebody named Starfire is coming to kill somebody named Raven. I don't know what any of that means. And they're like, uh-oh. And then he turns the car and run around. But then you go back to the Teen Titans base, and Raven is just talking to Starfire, and Starfire all of a sudden just freaked the fuck out and started choking and shit like, oh, that's the story. So apparently Starfire the whole time didn't know. Now she knows who she is, and she's there to assassinate Raven. And we're going to see how that goes. So pretty awesome story. I'm ready for this whole...
And who she played by?
The same chick. Oh, you mean Donna Troy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some white chick. I don't know. Nobody famous. But they had it. But I like how they have the story in there. Like, she's exactly how she was in the comics, in the Teen Titan comics. She was a photographer by day. You know, she was trying to teach Dick how to be a non-superhero, because Dick doesn't know how to operate not as Robin. Like, he can beat ass all day, but how to work in like a professional setting to talk to normal people, he don't know how to do that. So she was trying to teach him how to do that. And even at the end of the story, it feel like they're setting up Nightwing. He was like, I can't be Robin anymore. Because actually in the last episode, he torched the Robin costume. So he can't be Robin anymore even if he wanted to. So, and he tells her, I can't be Robin anymore. What can I do? He's like, well, you can't be Robin. You can't be Batman. You might as well be your own thing. Because you can't be Dick Grayson because you suck at that. So you're like, yeah, you're right. So apparently they're setting it up. Eventually he's going to become Nightwing. That being said, last thing we got to they have another movie they're going to actually, you know, Eli, they got two movies DC is trying to fast track. Zatanna and Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Blue Beetle, like I said, he's DC's first Latino superhero that led his own book other than Vibe, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, people get angry at him just because another race change or race swap, whatever like that, because he was a white guy before, got shot in the head by a bad guy, then all of a sudden he became a Latino superhero. So pretty sure that's the version they're going to go with. Who knows when the movie comes out? Probably 2000, never, just like every other DC movie they have coming out. When's Flash coming out? Who knows? It'll come out at the same time Man of Steel 2 comes out. So we also have Zatanna, which is also in production also. That will come out whenever. DC just always just announcing movies left and right, never get made. But I will say this about Zatanna. If this movie, hopefully it'll get made in the next 5 years, which probably won't. But if it does, it better be Alexandra Daddario. If that movie is made and she's not cast as Zatanna, Eli, we riot.
And who is this now?
Some hot chick.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I got to say on that. Let's move to the video game section.
All right.
Okay. Video game section, what we have, only thing that was major on there, like GameStop got some numbers back from Black Friday, and it was not looking good. Let me look at these numbers real quick. They fall asleep. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Numbers is 488 million was their third quarter loss alone. So what that means, it means GameStop is in deep doo-doo. That's what it means. The writing
selling comics for them isn't working out. So.
They were doing that, weren't they? I don't know. I'll get back to the comic things in a second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna transition there. But yeah, the reason GameStop is hurting because they had this deal going on where they were supposed to sell like a bunch of $200 PlayStation, $200 Xbox. Something got messed up where they sold them ahead of time, or people didn't get it where they want to. But anyway, it's a big fiasco. They lost all kind of money on it and didn't get any money on it. And the thing is, these companies started moving to digital now anyway. And that's what digital is doing, is killing brick and mortar stores. And GameStop isn't immune from it also. Not only to add to the shitty customer service they have and the shitty business practice they had, the things in moving in digital is not helping either. Especially when they're saying the rumors that PlayStation 5 and the Xbox whatever are all going to be completely digital. So you can't even buy the games at GameStop. And you selling your games back to GameStop and thinking you're going to get 50 cents for them or $1 for them. People are sick of that shit. It's only a matter of time before GameStop becomes Blockbuster. When they make another Captain Marvel-esque movie where they remake I Love the 2010s, it's going to be GameStop. Kids won't know what the fuck that is. That's what's happening. Glad you brought up comic books and selling with video games. Let's talk about comic book stores for a second. Comic book stores seem to be thriving, Eli, but they're not thriving because of comics. what I've
Okay.
seen, and you tell me if I'm wrong. 'Cause like I said, you have a much bigger comic book shop than I have. My comic book shop owns like a lot of other properties. Like for instance, at my job, during I think I don't know, one of the weekends or Black Friday or Thanksgiving, something like that, we got to deliver Papa John's. You know, you know me, I swore I was gonna boycott Papa John's. I want to eat Papa John's because they're racist as fuck. But I was hungry, so that was my cheat day. But the thing is, I looked on the Papa John's bucket or what the fuck pan box. Okay, so I looked on the Papa John box, and I see the logo of the comic book shop that's right next to Papa John's. Apparently, the comic book shop owns Papa John's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they own Papa John's. And then what they said is like and I hadn't been in a comic book shop in a while. But what they saying is that all the comic book books that they had in there, they cleared most of them out. The reason they cleared most of them out, so they can start hosting Magic the Gathering tournaments. And they're
Okay.
saying
Yeah.
that's where they make most of their money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit. So
Yeah.
your comic book
My
shop,
comic books. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They have a lot of gaming going on.
yeah. So it's like the comic books are like an afterthought. It's a comic book shop, but it's like they're just throwing the name on it. Just say it. It's like saying mixtape, even though nobody uses tapes anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. I'm glad they're surviving, but damn, they're not surviving off comics. They're doing everything they can other than comics to survive. So that being said, can we move to comics?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay,
we went through all that thing. We went through. We did go through everything.
we went through everything. I flew through that shit.
Yeah. Um, we did talk. We talked about Captain Marvel trailer. Yeah, we did.
I mean, we forgot about it immediately as soon as we finished talking about it. But yeah, we bitched about it that we didn't want a Captain Marvel trailer. But yeah,
Okay.
shit. I guess I should go first because I guess I had more books. I guess.
Yeah, it was a shit week, so I barely read anything.
No, it was a lot of shit that came out.
I just didn't read any of them.
Oh damn. Okay.
I ain't read it. I ain't read anything that comes out. Not this week, anyways.
Okay, so I'll go first, and damn, I can barely remember what happened in this book, but I try to do my best to remember. Okay, so we got Heroes in Crisis, number 3. Yeah, Heroes Crisis number 3. Tom King's book about superheroes in therapy, which we just talked about, which is another book that I think is bringing light to shedding the stigma on therapy. Basically, what the book is about is actually rewind a little bit of time before the first issue where it's a little flashback on it where it shows Booster Gold first coming to Sanctuary. Sanctuary is the place where the superheroes go to get therapy, and the robots that are meeting him basically look like Paul Kent, and they're talking to him, helping him, stuff like that. And apparently everybody in Sanctuary, the heroes wear like psycho pirate masks and like full hoods so nobody can recognize them. Which I think is kind of stupid because they're already wearing superhero costumes to protect their identity. So they wear another costume on top of that costume to protect the identity of that costume. What the fuck? I thought that was stupid. But anyway, apparently you can go to this place. You can. They got like a danger room simulation, stuff like that, and anybody in there can simulate anything they want to do. Go anywhere they want to go, and a lot of them go and relive their old traumas that they've been through. Like Lagoon Boy was there, and he was there when a whole bunch of other heroes got, killed and stuff like that. And he just relives that moment over and over again because he thinking if he does it enough times, he can get his mind over it. So Booster Gold goes into one of the room, and Ma Ken or Pa Ken, one of them tell him, one of the robots tell him, okay, Booster, you can do whatever you want to do. What do you want to do? And he turns one of the robots into him. So the room is just Booster Gold in a room with Booster Gold. And even the robot is even talking shit to him like, Booster Gold, you were stupid as hell. Out of all the things you could have did, you could have went to Themyscira and did whatever the fuck you wanted to with a whole bunch of Amazons. Why you just did in the room to make another room with me, with you in there? He like, so I can do this. And he just started beating the shit out of himself. Out of the robot that looks like Booster Gold. And basically he was like taking frustration out on the thing. But when that happened, they get some kind of alert. And all the heroes run outside, and the heroes run outside, see the other heroes already out there, and they're dead. Like, what the hell? Lagoon Boy runs out, he gets killed. Like, what the fuck? Wally West comes out, he see Roy Harper, Arsenal dead on the ground. Like, what the hell? And he turns around, and he gets smashed in the face. with the sledgehammer. And then Booster Gold looks around. He's like, everybody dead, and he sees Harley Quinn standing over Wally West. Like, what the hell? And Harley's like, oh, hey, Booster, I didn't know you were here. And that's how the book ends. So I guess it starts with the beginning of the first book or whatever. So, and I'm pretty sure I blew over a bunch of shit over there. But for the most part, it would just catch you up on what Sanctuary was about. So it feel like a breather episode when they get to the next episode when they find out what the fuck Superman, what the fuck Flash does when he find out Wally's dead.
Yeah.
Overall, get the book 4 to 5. Pretty interesting. Cool.
Okay. Let's see. What should I go with? I guess I'll go with Drowned Earth.
Thank you, because I did not read that one. I wanted to read that one.
Okay, yeah. Aquaman, Justice League, Drowned Earth, #1, even though it's the finale. So
Makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah. So this basically wraps up the story arc. The space sea gods have come down to Earth to take over Earth for revenge on Poseidon fucking them over back in the day. They have infected the oceans and flooded the Earth with this toxic water that turns everybody into sea monster zombie things. And the Justice League have been going around collecting swords and tridents and magical things to basically that will help them defeat these gods. But the gods have also teamed up with the Legion of Doom, who are, hell bent on destroying the Earth.
Right.
So this basically has Aquaman getting Poseidon's trident, and he faces off with the gods. But only instead of destroying the gods, he decides he's going to make a truce and right the wrong that was done to them by Poseidon's all those eons ago. And they actually agree to it. But then Black Manta, he gets all pissed and decides, fuck everything up and release the giant death kraken.
Release the death kraken.
Yeah, that's coming through the space portal that will basically kill everything on Earth. And that basically sets up a showdown between Aquaman and Black Manta. It gives them an excuse to fight,
Okay.
So Aquaman and Black Manta fight, and of course Aquaman wins.
Wait, but doesn't Black Manta still have Aquaman's powers?
Yeah. Aquaman finds out that he gets the tier of what's that thing? The
tier of extinction.
Yeah, that, and it's basically it's not about death; it's about life, and his power comes from life. He basically uses the Force.
The power was inside you the entire time.
Yep. Yeah, and that's basically and he that's how he gets the sea gods to agree with him. So he kicks Black Manta's ass. And but the death cracking is still coming through the portal, and Aquaman decides he's going to sacrifice himself to stop the kraken and close the portal, and it basically seems to kill him. Everyone thinks he's dead, but the Earth is saved, everything goes back to normal, but everyone thinks the Aquaman is dead, but he's not. Last panel he washes up on some shore. And it's just all set up for the new Aquaman run, which is starting I think it's starting this month with a new creative team.
Ain't he gonna have like amnesia or something?
I don't know. I really don't.
Okay.
But all in all, I thought it was a cool book. Of course, it is very dense, very convoluted. It's Scott Snyder doing what he always does and just stuffing all this shit into one issue, which makes me wonder, like, all the stuff that was in this book could have been broken up into different issues instead of all the stupid tie-ins that we had where nothing happened.
Right. The Earth is getting more flooded.
Yeah, it's like they waited for this last issue just to cram all the stuff into one story.
Wow.
And it's not a bad story. It's just I mean, there's a lot of cool moments in it. There's a part where Batman shows up at a key moment, which is hilarious. He shows up, he's got Lex Luthor's armor and shit. And, the Black Manta cracks a joke. It's funny because, he's cracking jokes. It's like, you ain't got no powers anymore. All you can do is you just basically talk to fish.
Right.
And Aquaman's like, yeah, well, but everybody on this planet is a fish monster. So fuck you. And then it's a big horde of fucking those fish monsters coming at him. And shit. So that was cool. All the hordes of sea monsters mobbing up on him, And then it really highlighted the relationship between Mira and Aquaman, which I thought was really cool. Just to show how close they are, just how down they are for each other. I think they're one of the best couples ever. So
Yeah.
So even though it was cramped with a lot of shit, it was still a cool story. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay. Eli, in the grand scheme of things, I think this crossover event will eventually be forgotten when all boils down to it. We'll forget it
Yeah,
ever happened.
I mean, it kind of reminded me of Dark Knight, like how it was paced, how Dark Knight Metal was paced. Like it was all this cool setup, and then they just half-assed that ending. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just
Cause we were
crammed up.
excited about it at first, and then we're just
Yeah.
like, okay, this shit is still going.
Yeah, and it's like nothing was happening. It was all just set up, and then the last issue was like, okay, let's destroy these universes and get the fucking
Break the
Forge
source
ready
wall
and
and
all the shit.
evil
And
Hawkman and Joker
yeah,
and evil Joker teaming up and what the fuck?
yeah,
All at one issue?
yeah, all the cool little details that you wanted to see.
Well, wasn't
Like,
it like 100,
yeah,
like a 1,000 Wonder Women running somewhere or some shit fighting people?
yeah, yeah. There was all this cool little side plots that would have been cool if they had expanded this. If they had their own they had all these tie-ins where they didn't address any of that.
Right.
And that's what this one felt like. It's like, they all got, the Justice League all got these special suits to protect them from the water, and they're sailing. They're still on the boat sailing towards the what's it called, Arian's thing. Yeah, all this shit. Yeah, there's a little bout between Cheetah and Wonder Woman. That's where Batman shows up, and because Cheetah's kicking Wonder Woman's ass, and Batman comes up out of the blue with the special armor and saves Wonder Woman.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just all this like stuff that could have been expanded on is just crammed up, and it's a double issue too. It's a big book, and it's like, but it still seems like we could have seen more of it. If some of those other issues had dealt with the stuff going on in this, it just felt rushed at the end.
Yeah, I'll read it in trade when it's collecting trade and see was it as memorable as I remember, because I don't know. I'm just ready for them to get back to the regular Justice League, because it seemed like they had an interesting story in the regular Justice League book, and this shit just feel like it's just like, okay, let's detour, do this Aquaman shit for the movie, then we'll get back to the regular story. Meanwhile, the Hall of Justice, So.
Yeah, I mean the beginning of the story, the God ships are still, the fleet of God ships are still in the sky, and they're still, fucking sailing towards Arian's thing to try to get the Trident, and that's like half the story, and then the rest of the story is them just, hurrying up and resolving everything. That's all it was.
Okay, yeah, all right, so I'll get around to reading eventually. What's next on the list? Fuck it, I can't remember. I think it's Fantastic Four #4. I think. I might be fucking up if I'm wrong. Oh well, just correct me. Okay, so basically what happened in this book, Reed and Valeria rebuild that multiverse machine, whatever like that, and they send every single member that has ever existed in the Fantastic Four back. But nobody's really sure whether or not it was like the actual version of them or like a multiverse version Reed just plucked out of somewhere, but who cares? It doesn't really matter. So they all go back to the regular universe. Also, when they go back to the regular universe, somebody has already replaced them. And they've been replaced by the Fantastics. So Human Torch, like the Fantastics, what the hell's going on? He thinking like Reed made a fucked up and put him in an alternate universe like that instead of bringing him back to the 616. So the Fantastics are there and they're fighting the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew was about to rob bank, shit like that, so they're fighting in the middle of it. So the Fantastic Four see that, and Ben is like, you know what, y'all can have this. I'm about to leave. I don't give a fuck what happened with the Wrecking Crew. And then when he leaves, Franklin goes with them. So when they leave, Valera's like, okay, well, there's only 3 of y'all left. That means I could be the last member of the Fantastic Four. Brainstorm. And Sue's like, no. Like, go do crowd control. We're going to fight these guys. So now you got the Fantastics versus the Fantastic Four versus the Wrecking Crew. Fantastic Four, they see they're kind of rusty, so they actually kind of get in the way and kind of fucking up shit worse than what it was before. And Valeria's looking like, hold up, something is not right about this whole situation. The Fantastics are here, but they're seem to be everybody already knows them, even though people just heard about it. So she goes on news teleprompter and tells the Wrecking Crew, "I tell you what, the Fantastic Four is loaded. So if you stop fighting, we'll pay you more than what the Fantastics are paying you right now." And Wrecker is like, "Well, why don't you just say that? Okay, we're done fighting," and they just leave. And then when they leave, they realize the Fantastics like, "Oh yeah, the Fantastics had just been, setting this publicity stunt the whole time, and they try to pretend like they were fighting the Wrecking Crew just to make themselves look good." So when they find out what's going on, they arrest the Wrecking Crew, throw them in jail. They don't arrest the Fantastics, but the Fantastics, the thing is, they still own the Baxter Building. Now, I'm going to rewind time to let you hear about what happened to the Baxter Building. Baxter Building did belong to Fantastic Four. Reed Richards went in outer space to go build multiverses. Spider-Man became a billionaire, and he bought it, for Parker Industries. But because comic books always do the same bullshit they've already done before, Spider-Man went broke again. When he went broke again, he had to sell the Baxter Building. He sold the Baxter Building to the Fantastics. They own the Baxter Building. They are not selling it back. So the Fantastic Four are homeless. So the thing is like, you know what? Why don't you just live with me on Yancey Street? So they go to Yancey Street. There's a building that Thing owns. He's like, y'all can, we don't have to stay in one apartment. Y'all can get whatever room y'all want to get. And the room Reed and Sue chooses is room F4. The end. And so, and the one little bitty thing also, when Alicia not sees, but when she hugs Franklin. She hugs Franklin, and she realized that Franklin has grown like about 5 inches since last time she saw him, which was not too long ago, because he's been in space for 5 years. And she's like, Ben, I don't want that to happen to us. I see every second something might happen. You see how Franklin's already a teenager. When last time I saw him, he was a kid. So we need to get married. Like when? Like now. So the next book is supposed to be Ben and Alicia getting married.
All right.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's book 4 to 5. Good breezy pace. Slide is still throwing in all this Spider-Man bullshit that he popped in the last 10 years. So that's cool too. I like continuity. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, my last book is Batman: Kings of Fear #4. So basically, Scarecrow has escaped Arkham. Batman's been chasing him, but he's been infected by the fear toxin. So he's been tripping balls this whole time.
Yeah, buddy, my type of story.
Yeah, and this issue, he faces off with Scarecrow under the influence of the fear gas. And Scarecrow basically gives him a psych evaluation. So this whole issue is we go deep into Batman's psyche. Examining why he does what he does, how he sees himself, which is kind of funny. Ironically, Batman sees himself kind of like Superman. He kind of sees himself as a superhero, trying to save everybody, but knowing deep down inside that he can't save everybody. So That's what drives his mania. You know what I'm saying? So that was very interesting. Scarecrow also shows that Batman what Gotham City would be like if Batman wasn't around, if Batman did not exist. And Gotham City would basically be really nice and clean and pristine and quite a beautiful city without
I always said that.
and that's where it ends. That's it. It's like here's Gotham without Batman. And it's just nice, beautiful city, and that's where it ends. So it's a really cool story. Kelly Jones' art is killing it, making the book all trippy and creepy and shit. And just getting into Batman's head is always fun. So I give it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, okay. So my last book. Look, my last book, I am morally obligated to review this book. That's
Okay.
just it. This book is Ironheart #1.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have to review the book. Because if we don't, then I feel like I'm part of the problem. So I'm going to review the book. I read the book. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in the book. So basically what happens is Riri is flying around Chicago, having fun, doing Ironheart shit and shit like that. Then she flies back to her school, which is the Massachusetts Institution of Technology. For those who don't know what that is MIT. Riri is 15 years old, but she is already a student at MIT. and she is such a good student that the professor or the dean of the school has already given her her own lab to just do whatever the fuck she want to do, just build whatever she wants to do, so like that. And she's so good at it, the UN comes to visit her to see what new shit she's cooking up and stuff like that, because that's Riri. But some of the stuff is still prototypes, stuff like that, so it kind of like blows up in the UN's face. So the dean starts wagging his finger. Well, if you can't keep safety protocols, Riri, we might have to talk about you in your lab, you know. But he leaves it like that. So they go to another building with the UN world leaders, and it gets taken hostage. Apparently, there's a big sound wall over it. Nobody can enter. Nobody can get out. So Riri got to do some real fast thinking. She does some vibrational blah, blah, blah to her boots to get through it. Anyway, she gets through there, finds the UN leaders hostages, and they are kidnapped by the supervillain named Clash. Now, I don't know who the fuck Clash is, but he gave us a quick backstory real quick. So apparently Clash, remember that whole thing I just said in the last review where Spider-Man was a billionaire?
Oh, yeah.
Where apparently Clash was one of his employees. And Clash, one of his employees, Clash went fucking crazy, Clash went fucking nuts, built his own shit, became super villain. So he's a Spider-Man villain from the Dan Slott era. And he's like, I fought Spider-Man. I didn't come here to fight Malibu Dream House Iron Man. She's like, what? And so they get to fighting and shit, and they beat each other's ass and shit. Riri wins because she's Riri. The UN leaders get loose, and everybody congratulates Riri for saving the day and stuff like that. And she goes back to her place and tinkers. She goes back to her place and tinker after saving the day because she's a superhero because she has no friends. But one of her old friends from Chicago calls her up, and they just talk for hours and hours about everything. Video games, rap music, movies, what's the best Star Trek show. They just have a good time because that's the only friend she has. And then the friend breaks down to her what she's doing, what he was doing the whole time. He's like, Riri, the reason I'm calling because your mom gave me your number. She wants to know, why are you being Ironheart? You're like, I being Ironheart to save people. Like, we get that. But why are you being Ironheart? Because she's from Chicago. She lost her father to violence. She lost her stepfather to violence. She lost her stepsister to violence. And Brian Michael Bendis right. You gotta love it. So all this stuff she did lost to violence. Why is she putting on a suit, to go into violence? Because basically she's gonna end up being a statistic, just like all the rest of her family is, and that's what her mom is concerned about. So she feels like she's being blindsided by her friend from Chicago. Hangs up on her. She hangs up on her. She's been working on a new AI that she hasn't had since Tony Stark left her suit last time, and the AI turns out to be her dead stepsister. And that's how the book ends. So, yeah, typical superhero shit. 3.5 out of 5. I feel like I had to review it. It's cool. I will say this. The art is really, really good. The art is surprisingly good for a book like this. Like, I've never, especially with an artist I've never heard of before. Because most of the time, these books, they just throw anybody on these books. But I also do feel like this writer does have a better grip on Riri's characterization than Brian Michael Bendis did. Because here's the thing. I never liked Riri. Now, it's not because I'm a MAGA dude or anything like that. The reason I don't like Riri because I never liked how she was written. I always felt like she was a Mary Sue. I've read that entire Bendis run with she was Iron Man running around, and those books irritated me because she never lose. She never had any conflict. She could win every situation. Everybody loved her. She beat Doctor Doom. She took over Latveria. She took over S.H.I.E.L.D. They always the first one to call her, stuff like that. And I'm like, she just learned how to fucking put on the suit. She can do shit better than Tony Stark could. So that's the definition textbook example of Mary Sue. That is not an interesting character. But at least what this writer is doing now, I mean, she's still Mary Sue-ish, that she can still beat the ass of any superhero there is out there. But at least now they show the awkward side of her. That yes, she's an awesome superhero, but she has no friends because all she does is just sit in the room and just work on Ironheart shit. So she doesn't have any friends and she doesn't even know how to communicate with people. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting. That was actually, you found a vein with Riri. So Eli, how many issues you give it?
What, Ironheart?
Yeah.
6.
Let's say 6. Let's go for 6. 6 is always a good round number.
So that's usually the first arc.
That's usually the first arc. And then they're going to say, That's the mini series. That wasn't no fucking mini series. Yeah, that's all I got. Eli, you got anything else?
I'm good.
Cool. That being said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have other podcasts. We have a sister podcast, Geek Savs. We have This Geeks and Comics. We have Comic Cast, which all the books we didn't review, they're gonna review. So definitely listen to them. 'Cause I'm gonna check out to see the books we should have reviewed. What do we have? Hoodoo TV, Talking Balls, which should be done by now. Hopefully. I should have said that. I mean, it should be done. What do we got? This Geeks in Destruction, Instruments Destruction, Tools to Destruction, whatever it is. This show's gonna be canceled anyway, so whatever they canceled, I'll tell you the new name of it. And get Valiant. Yeah, Valiant stuff is popping up all over the place. They're gonna be reviewing some books. Next week, is some shit happening next week? I think so. I'm gonna talk about the Elseworld shit and probably some other bullshit. And maybe I'll see Aquaman, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And Into the Spider-Verse. I think there's some shit going on Into the Spider-Verse also, but I don't know. But you might get in free with that. I don't know. We'll see. That being said, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We will talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
Cool.
Get this bad boy off, and